Alright, here's how I roll for characters. If you have a smartphone, it's pretty simple. First, you're going to go into the 5th edition character generator, which is the little green D20. And then from here, you're going to tap on the little folder icon up at the top and hit new character. And obviously, yes, you'll want to hit yes on the prompt there. And here you'll get to pick all about your character. For this example, we'll just go with a human. And some races have sub races you can choose. Go into variant here and pick your class. We'll go with a bard. And then your background is you might want to look through like a walkthrough to see what the different backgrounds are, but they don't play that huge of a role. They're all pretty balanced. So this one we're just going to go with a noble and hit done. And then from here you will go to roll, and we will be using the 3d6. Just make sure that that one is highlighted. It should be by default. And roll your stats until you see something that you like. And just for example's sake, we'll just stop at this and say good enough. Humans also have a racial stat bonus. So it says down at the bottom that you could add +1 to 2 different stats. So he's kind of lacking on strength and intelligence. So I'm going to go with strength and intelligence. And hit done. And this particular race gets 3 skill proficiencies. You can see that he comes naturally with history and persuasion. So we'll go with, let's see, intimidation, perception, and performance. It's pretty good for a bard, I would imagine. And we'll hit done. And he also gets 1 additional skill proficiency. I believe that's because I choose the variant human. So we will go with sleight of hand. And done. And finally we get to choose a feature. I can't think of what prompted this. Maybe it's the human thing. But you can click on each of them and it'll tell you a description at the bottom what it does. Like for alert, it shows at the bottom that you don't grant advantage versus hidden creatures, you are never surprised, and you gain +5 to initiative. I won't go through all of these, but we'll go with actor since we are a bard, just for this example's sake, and we'll hit done. And finally we get to name. We'll call him, I once knew a bard named Luvas. And hit done. And here is Luvas, the level 1 human bard. You can see that he has 1 initiative, +1 to initiative, 8 hit points, 30 speed, which is based off of the race. Smaller races have less speed. His armor class there in the middle is 12. The hit die, he gets a 1d8 and proficiency +2. And you can see his stats down at the bottom with the modifiers. So if we swipe to the next screen, we can see all of his proficiencies. Notice the ones highlighted in green are the proficiencies that we chose. And onto the next screen, shows you the weapons that you have. And the next screen here shows you that he gets 2 level 1 spells, and then we'll have to look into, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. He has 2 level 1 spell slots, and then from here we'll have to go onto the PDF file for the player's handbook to see how many spells he gets per for cantrips and for first level spells. And one more page to the right, you can see that he is a level 1 bard, human, noble, alignment. You can go in there and pick whatever you want. You don't have to put it into the phone app. You can just put that into your character screen or your character sheet when you're building it, which will be the next step of this video. You can see all of his features here. Those are typed into your summary screen of your character just for easy reference. You can see that he is proficient in light armor, and his weapon proficiencies are listed, tool proficiencies, which we don't get too much into, but the more and more we get into that, we'll be using that more often. Same with languages known and the equipment. You can see he's wearing leather armor, which is considered a light armor, which he is proficient in. And you could also choose different weapons, but I believe it picks the best one for him. You can choose whatever weapon you want out of the equipment list. And the other things listed under, like Diplomat's Pouch, Loot, Fine Clothes, Signet Ring, those are all more or less role-playing things. I mean, obviously the Bard's going to have the loot, and that's going to be a requirement for some of his spells. And then finally we have the gold, or the currency that was rolled for this specific character. It's different every time, so you'll have to check and see which one it is. And then the rest of the things in here you just kind of make up for your own character. You don't have to type those into the phone app. Those can go back into the character screen, or your summary, or your onto Roll20, the character screen there. You don't have to bother typing it in 2 different places. So that is rolling your character. One other thing I'd like to show you, you do not have to do this. I will level up your characters for you. It's not that hard for me to level up a character. It's just more time consuming typing all this out, but leveling up the character is no big deal. But since I have the premium app, which I pay like $3 for or whatever, we will go into the little 3 dots at the top and hit level up. And here you can choose to level up your bard leveling, or you can choose a multi-class. So you could be a level 1 bard, level 1 mage type thing. But we'll, for example's sake, just stick with the bard. So we'll go ahead and hit apply. And we can see that his hit points boosted up to 13. And everything else should remain the same. Except for, yeah, you got one more spell level 1 spell level. He gained a couple extra features. I can't remember if the bottom 2 are there, but it adds the newer one towards the bottom. Song of Rest is new. I can't remember if the one before that was there before or not, but it'll automatically add the features on there, and then you can just add those onto your character sheets on Roll20. The rest of these should be the same, and we'll go one more level up and see if we can get... That's what I was looking for, yeah. We could start getting into archetypes. Different classes can level up different things. So at level 3, bards get to choose an archetype. Some classes get to choose something like this at level 2. It's all depending on your class. So here we can see you can choose between lore and valor. Lore, you can see on the screen what it does, and valor, you can see also what that does on the screen. We're going to go with the valor. Hit done. And we get to choose 2 more proficiencies for choosing the valor. So we'll go with performance and sleight of hand again. So that'll make those 2 expert proficiencies. So you can see there that performance and sleight of hand went up. So then on your character sheet, you'll just mark those as, I believe it's called expert or expertise. And that should just about do it. Like I said, don't worry about a couple more spell slots there. Don't worry about too much of the leveling up portion. Yeah, so we got a proficiency with martial weapons, medium armor, and shields by choosing Valor. And allies can use Bardic Inspiration, which Bardic Inspiration is somewhere on here or not. I believe it's to gain half your proficiency bonus on ability checks that you aren't proficient. I'll have to check on that. I don't know why that didn't post that on there. But that should just about do it. Don't worry about leveling up through the app. I can handle that. It just helps that you do this next step here, which is putting all of this information into your character sheet from this app. If you don't have a smartphone, just disregard this whole thing. Probably should have said it at the beginning. But so we'll move on to the next step.